HMH Interactive presents King Art Games. There we go, the book of Unwritten Tales. Nice scenes. Be able to see all the credits that are coming up to see who designed it and who made the game, etc, Very good.
Wilbur, working hard at it, saving the world.
I'm almost done, you.
I could see. Beavering away, eh? What were you this time? A knight riding high on his horse? Or one of those funny little mages again, eh? Hey, hero. I've got a job for you. A quest. Send my new house robot off on a rat hunt. That rat's got it in for my precious hops, and if I don't plant them, beer's going to be a wee bit scarce.
I've never heard of a hero having to catch rats.
You're not a hero yet, laddie. You're still my helper. And that being the case, you'd better get your act together. Then you can finish up here and go and have some more heroic daydreams. I need to go and do a quality control check on barrels 2034 to 2038. I've got a feeling there might be something wrong with the 2030 batch. We'll see, we'll see.
Let's look at the box then, shall we?
A large crate. It must have been delivered as I swept.
Let's talk to the Master Brewer.
Hello, Master Brewer, sir.
Aye, Wilbur.
So how are the beer tests going?
Is everything okay with the beer?
That's not so easy to say. It's complicated with beer. You initially think, that tastes good, but then, bam! The finish is all off, earthy and musty, and there's nothing you can do. But of course, you can't really tell from just one pint.
So you want me to send a robot on a rat hunt?
So I'm supposed to uncrate the robot and send it after the rat?
Definitely. Shouldn't be too difficult for you, being a gnome and all. You've got the right kind of hands for all that technical stuff.
I'm not really all that into technology. I'm more interested in the mysterious powers of magic.
Well, in that case, I'm sure there's some instructions in the crate. Shouldn't be that difficult for Mr. Mage.
And I can go as soon as I've caught the rat?
So I can call it a day once the robot has caught the rat?
Aye, you can go back home and get some sleep.
Where are the other dwarves?
Where are the other dwarves anyway?
All away fighting, you know that. There's been nobody here except me for years. I'm keeping the whole place ticking over. If you weren't here, lad, I'd probably have pegged it from loneliness long ago.
Have we still not won the war yet?
What's the news from the front? The Alliance is winning, isn't it?
It's a proper mess. They just swing back and forth. It's been like that for years. Neither side has the advantage. Today, we take Finsterberg, and tomorrow the Shadow Army plunders Auenheim. Today, we take care of Garrett the Throat Slitter, and tomorrow they nobble Bella Sunnythaw. At the moment, we've got Mortroga's fortress under siege, the old Archwitch. Not getting anywhere fast, though. It could still be years before either side gets the upper hand.
Hopefully we do.
Aye, let's hope so.
It must be very lonely here without the other dwarves.
Do you miss the other dwarves a lot?
Aye, there's not much going on here now, that's for sure. In the old days, it was packed and rowdy every night. Stone Chomper and Bolin the Bear, Peppo and Talon, he could beat anyone at finger wrestling. And then, of course, there was Billant, our leader with his golden tankard. Now I've only got you here. You're not exactly a party animal.
Maybe the other dwarves will come back soon.
Aye, and then they'll tell their tales of adventure, the times they've had and what they've been through. And me, I can only listen on.
I'd like to hear their stories, seeing as though I'm not with them myself.
So you want me to send a robot on a rat hunt?
So I'm supposed to uncrate the robot and send it after the rat.
Definitely. Shouldn't be too difficult for you, being a gnome and all. You've got the right kind of hands for all that technical stuff.
I'm not really all that into technology. I'm more interested in the mysterious powers of magic.
Well, in that case, I'm sure there's some instructions in the crate. Shouldn't be that difficult for Mr. Mage.
And I can go as soon as I've caught the rat.
So I can call it a day once the robot has caught the rat?
Aye, you can go back home and get some sleep.
I have to keep working here, I'm afraid.
I'll take care of the robot then, and the rat.
Aye, go on then.
Let's have a look around. Let's look at the stove.
Dwarfs are excellent stonemasons. That fireplace is proof. I used to be really afraid of that fireplace. Nowadays, I'm only slightly terrified.
What's up here? Look at the pipe.
The pipes run through the walls and floor. They are part of the central beer supply system, which runs through the whole bastion. Actually, dwarfs have a thing for beautiful architecture. But when it comes to the beer supply, compromises are sometimes made.
I see. What about this? Look at the rat.
A thieving rat. Devious and dangerous. It always runs into its little hole when I get too close.
Maybe like so. Damn you, rat. Let's look at the rat hole.
That seems to be the rat hole where the little beast plans its raids.
Let's look a bit closely.
The rat has chewed through the wood. There's some fur hanging from a splinter. Ooh, I'll take that.
That might come in handy.
There is no way I'm sticking my hand into that hole as long as the rat's in there.
Oh, look, crowbar. I think I'll take that.
A dwarf-sized crowbar. So it's pretty big.
That will come in very handy, I think. Now I'm thinking. Speak to the Master Brewer to see if he says anything else.
Hello, Master Brewer, sir!
Aye, aye, Wilbur.
I'll take care of the robot then, and the rat.
Aye, go on then.
Nothing much at the moment. So now I'm thinking, well, I've got a piece of rat's fur and a crowbar. So what I'm gonna do is try and open the box with the crowbar. See if that works.
Let's see.
Hey!
What's that? Ah, your user manual.
Let's look at the robot.
An X100 house robot. A practical helper for home and garden. It's off. Looks like there's no power. The thing won't budge. I probably need to power it up somehow. Maybe the user manual can help.
Oh, let's have a look at the manual then, shall we?
Wood elvish. Succubushish. Here we are. Dwarven. Thank you for purchasing an X100 house robot, the latest in house robot technology. Feed the X100 the stinking remains of your disgusting existence, but absolutely no broccoli or Brussels sprouts.
Huh.
Rats. There. Rat care. Rats breeding. Rat hunted. Rat hunted. In order to hunt rats or vermin of any kind, you must first feed the X100 with DNA from your target. DNA carriers include hair, blood, sweat, snot, and other things. Okay, so first I have to give the robot a little garbage appetizer to start it up before I feed it the main course, rat DNA. Finally, a simple rat trap.
Right, just have a wander down here.
That's the Master Brewer's favourite spot. He likes to relax there in the evenings.
Oh, there's a note on the wall.
It's a map. It says the country's best pubs on it. It shows the area reaching from our beautiful White Ridge Mountains down to the sea, where the humans live on the coast. The map shows the area between here and the human town of Seastone.
Oh, look, kitchen. Oh, let's have a look in the kitchen, shall we? Let's look at the apparatus.
The Master Brewer says these kettles are used to make beer. This is his private setup, and the proper ones are in the cellar. The Master Brewer says it's very easy to brew beer. Still, he did go to school for years to learn how.
I bet he did, I bet he did. Oh, cooking pot. There's green stuff in there.
An old, rather dirty cooking pot.
I'll take it.
Ah! Mutant slime. Maybe I should have thrown out the rest of that chocolate pudding.
Look at the
A pile of dirty dishes. The longer the other dwarves are away, the less attention the Master Brewer pays to things like this. I'd point it out to the Master Brewer, but then I'd be the one who ends up washing it all up.
You don't want to be doing that, do you? Let's look at the stove.
The stove isn't used much, though this morning the Master Brewer heated up a few beer sausages on it. The stove is still a little warm. You couldn't cook anything on it, but you could heat something up.
Oh, look at the coffee pot, shall we?
A tin coffee pot. It hasn't been used in ages. And guaranteed not for coffee. The Master Brewer doesn't trust non-alcoholic drinks.
Can I take it?
The coals in the oven have kept the stove warm.
Oh, wonder what that's going to be used for. What's outside?
The sun is pretty low. It'll be dark soon. I love our beautiful White Ridge Mountains. It's just a touch quiet around here.
Very... Oh, there's a net.
I know. A very roughly knotted net with loose ends. Maybe it's used for fruit. Although I've never seen any fruit around here, the Master Brewer prefers heartier fare.
Oh, I can take it. Oh, kitchen waste.
I call it A History of Dwarven Cuisine, the Last 3 Weeks by Wilbur Weathervane.
Oh, I'll take it.
Ugh.
Some waste. That might be useful for that robot. Let's look at the food.
Dwarven fast food. But I'm not hungry.
Water pump.
This pump can be used to pump water up from deep in the mountain. Although I wouldn't bet on it still working.
Can I fix it?
I thought so. Broken. The dwarves have a lot of work ahead of them when they get back. If they come back.
Mm-hmm. Oh, rubbish.
The rubbish bin is almost overflowing. Presumably it's my job to empty it, but oh well.
Take the rubbish as well. Right, so I can't take the cooking pots. I think I've pretty much covered everything in here. So what have I got? I've got a piece of rat's fur, instructions, coffee pot, net, kitchen waste, and rubbish. Also, I'd like to say I think you can right-click these and it'll explain more in detail. Like, for instance, rubbish.
Original dwarven rubbish from the dwarven kitchens. I call it A History of Dwarven Cuisine, the Last 3 Weeks by Wilbur Weathervane.
Net.
I know. A very roughly knotted net with loose ends. Maybe it's used for fruit. Although I've never seen any fruit around here, the Master Brewer prefers heartier fare.
Right. Let's go back to the Dwarf Tavern. I think I've seen enough in here. I think